5:30, Monday, March 2nd. I'm going to call the regular Board of Selectmen meeting to order. We're all present. I have Charlie, Steve, and Jenny, and Andy. Both are all present. First item on the agenda is we have a public hearing for the NHDES grant fund acceptance. So this is the strategic planning grant for water and sewer, mostly for water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a grant specifically for the water department. It's for $15,000.
30. It'd be 30, but we're getting 15. The grant.
Okay, well,
the total is 30.
Okay.
And then the grant portion is 15, so it's a match. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Ron, you want to get a little more specific with
Yeah,
that?
so this is for siting another water tank for the water system. Currently, we only have one. I think it's a 1,000,000-gallon tank. So this was a grant to do a tank sitting, find the best place for it and everything. This was applied for, I think, before I started and was just awarded. So now we're having a public hearing and a vote on it.
Yeah. Do I have any questions from the public? Okay, so I'm going to close the public hearing. Do we have any questions from the selectmen?
I would just ask if Ron knows, what is a strategic planning grant?
So it's, well, this is specific for a tank setting to have a second water storage vessel for the municipal water system. Currently, you only have one tank. And if that tank fails, you don't have any redundancy.
Okay, that doesn't sound like planning. That sounds like a.
Well, because they need to take into account future development of the water system. What is going to be a highest elevation that you want to provide a service for? So that
it goes into the design.
Yeah, so the engineering, how are you going to get the water there? How are you going to disperse it? You know, if you're going to need PRVs because you're going to pick a much higher elevation for a second tank. You know, if you add a second tank to the system, now you're a 2-zone instead of just 1 zone, like the town I came from, Lincoln. I believe there's 3 zones. There's 3 different tanks. So, and they're all at different elevations. So it takes a fair amount of engineering to engineer. You don't want to put one tank beside the other because you have the same line wying off and feeding. If you have a problem with that main distribution line coming out after the Y, but you're still limited to the elevation of the current tank. Now, if there's areas of town that don't currently have municipal water, but in the future you want to think about being able to accomplish that, that's where this strategic planning will come into play.
So this is an engineering grant, basically.
Pretty much.
Engineer the
Right.
process.
Yeah,
they're going to pay for the tank, but.
No, it's just.
Okay.
And you probably use most of that on this because engineering's not cheap.
All right, cool. No problem. Thank you.
It's really a big savings to the town. It doesn't mean you're going to go for the tank anytime soon, but you're going to have a plan going forward. There may be, you know, if it's 5 years, whatever down the road, there may be some tweaks, you know, and have to recost estimate the whole tank setting, but the engineering will be pretty much complete.
And the DES is involved, so the result will be accepted by them.
Exactly, because the drinking water portion of New Hampshire DES would be the final decision maker on accepting it into your system.
So that help us if we're applying for grants, or we've already done this for actually doing the waters.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So will the match come out of the water department?
Yeah, it's already budgeted for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any further questions? So I'm going to make a motion to authorize the town manager to
My name.
Ron Beard to sign all grant related documents.
I'll second that.
So I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Okay, the second motion is to accept up to $30,000 in grants from NHDES for the water strategic planning grant. Matching funds for the grant to come from the water budget not to exceed $15,000.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is the contract for the assessing firm. And they have, Ron, you want to lead us through this?
Yeah, so you already did a vote on this, but it was pending approval of DRA. DRA had to review the contract. And they did approve the contract, so basically it's just a formality tonight for three of you to sign and one to witness. I think there's 3 lines there, right?
There's 3 lines and 1 witness.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we approve the contract.
Yes.
I'll second.
So I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
That's
Any
a,
opposed? Motion carries.
that's a 3-year, right, Andy?
Yes, I believe. 2. Yeah, 2 years.
Okay. Okay. We're not due for our next reval till 28, I think.
Right.
Okay. I have a reason why I asked that.
Good. We got a pencil.
Yes, yes.
Do you want to be the witness?
Yeah, no, I don't want to take away your thunder.
So the next item on the agenda is hydro dam prospective buyers, Daniel and Umberto. And Ron?
Yeah, so they want to be put on the agenda so they could have a conversation with the select board on their plans. Possibly purchase those 2 hydros, but last Friday generated this agenda and they had planned on being here, but after a meeting with the gentleman from our electric department, they found a few things that they need to discuss with the seller prior to coming to a meeting with you folks. But I'm kind of excited. I think if this deal does happen, it'll be a good thing. They've got some good ideas. I think you've met with them once, Andy, and
Yeah.
I've met with them twice, and they're very energetic and looking to do good things with it. But obviously, they want to make sure they're making a good purchase, and they have a few things to go back and discuss with the seller. So things are still looking up. I'm hoping that they'll come back to me and say like to get on the agenda again. So.
Hey.
Well, if you need us to do anything to help,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, right now it's their intent to purchase, and
Yeah.
they do have some plans for the future for the properties, but like with anything else, when you enter into a purchase and sales agreement, you want to cross all your T's and dot your I's, and they are going to be financing it, the purchase, so
They gotta make sure they have it, yep.
it's a good investment. So
Yep.
Yeah.
They want to combine all 3 facilities?
they're only buying 2 hydros.
And the other one is staying the way it is with the other person who's got it.
The Mill Pond people are
That's.
they're not selling
Yeah,
there.
right.
Okay, so they
Yeah.
want the other 2 associated with the mill.
Right. Right.
Lane's mill.
Yep. It's the grist mill and the other one, whatever the other one's called.
Actually, I think they're purchasing all of Lane's property.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's more than just.
Yeah.
the-
Yeah. That's
Yes.
why they But the revenue generator is gonna be the hydros, so they wanna make sure that they can get those online and everything. They're doing their due diligence. They met with New Hampshire DES, went over any issues with dams or whatever, so they're fully
Aware.
informed and,
Do we know what they wanna do with the property?
they've got some ideas, but you know, the first thing is securing the financing to buy it, and then they wanna get the first priority is get the two hydros up and going.
Well,
And
I only
then-
bring this up because of our experience with the other mill, you know, we sold it to.
Well,
somebody.
I kind of threw it out there that we have, they could expand into,
Well, no, I'm worried that they have the right intent, and I guess maybe that's what their presentation to the board will be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I suspect you'll be happy with what they have to say.
Mhm.
They seemed fully involved,
Very
but they're getting their ducks in a row.
yeah, they're very smart individuals. And they have experience in hydros.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's such an odd layout of a property. I would wonder if they'd subdivide some of it and sell some of the pieces off or something.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just,
Well, I think the
Yeah.
question is, you know, they're gonna operate a junkyard, you know, I think that.
I know,
Is
I know.
that in their plan?
Mhm.
well, that'd be a good question when they come before you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There wasn't any discussion about current tenants when we spoke with them.
No,
The focal point was wheeling the power and generating power and wheeling it how to. And that's why, you know, I strongly suggested that the guys from the electric department go down and take a tour of both facilities and tell them what they needed to be able to get connected. So with that information, that's why they're going back to the seller to have some discussions, and that's the way you left it with me. So let's, you know, keep our fingers crossed. It'd be
Yeah.
good to see some movement there, and
It'd be wonderful if it can
Yeah.
happen.
yeah, sometimes one good move brings in a few others.
That's right.
next item on the agenda is building inspector update.
Yeah, so we haven't met since there's been a change. Tom Newcomb has resigned his position with Plymouth. So currently, you know, I have the chief here. I'm gonna be processing the permits, and I'll be doing certain inspections, and the chief will be doing what he normally does for inspections. So it'd be a team effort. I did have a discussion with Plymouth, and they are gonna actively try to recruit a replacement. Until such time, I didn't feel the need to start recruiting. The contract that we had with them seemed to be working very well, so I'll let them take the first crack at doing some recruitment, and hopefully they can, you know, replace Tom with another qualified person, and then we can resume the contract that we had with them, the part-time. But if, you know, if we get midway through the summer and they're struggling, that's gonna be busy time for us, so then I'll have to probably I'll come to you folks and say, we're probably gonna have to recruit a part-timer
Mhm.
until they may find someone, who knows, but
Yeah.
I didn't see the need, both of us try to recruit for the same person, you know? You know, I don't want to expend any of our taxpayer funds to recruit someone when they're gonna look to
Yeah.
fulfill their end of the contract by hiring someone new, so.
And in the interim,
Oh.
how will permits get?
I'll be handling the permit processing and inspections along with the chief, the fire chief. And I did that in my previous job a few years ago. We'll keep it moving. You know, I've already done a few inspections that were a little delayed, and the builder was happy. But any questions about?
Okay, do we have any old business? Any new business or selectmen's items?
Well, I just take a moment just to put a little plug in for the beach warrant article. I'm hoping that the town will come out and in a large majority indicate that they would like some development to proceed at that beach. I mean, this is like the DES that we talked about earlier. It's the design and the engineering grant, which is the starting point. of any of this work, especially with DES. And I'm encouraging the town and everybody to again, by a sizable majority, I'd like to see this approved and everybody get behind it.
Anything else? Okay, so I have a couple of things. The elections are coming up next Tuesday. The hours are going to be 8 to 7, as usual, at the gymnasium. Like to see everybody out. And Saturday, this Saturday, the 7th at 10 o'clock at the fire station, we are going to have a meet the candidate event. And we'd love to see everybody come and bring your questions. Do we have a non-public?
Excuse me, Andy, could you discuss the format a little bit of how that meet the candidates will work?
Ron?
So we have selected a moderator, so there will be structure. There's been 9 questions that have been handed out or via email or hard copy to all the selectmen, candidates, for them to review and formulate some answers or whatever. Obviously, we'll get through those questions fairly quickly and then move into a Q&A with the public that goes there, any questions they want of the candidates. I just thought it'd be good to have a structure of so many questions that every candidate will respond to.
Everyone will respond to the same question.
Yep.
In what order?
I've got to work that out with the moderator. We'll figure a fair order to go through and
Rotating order or something?
probably.
Is there opening statements and closing statements?
Yep,
or just?
yep. Each candidate will get a chance to have an opening statement, and then once that's completed, then they'll move into the questions that were handed out. Then after that, it'll be open to the public to ask their questions of the candidates.
Sounds like a very detailed itinerary.
We're trying. We're trying.
Full structure, yeah.
I think it's good, and really, I hope a lot of the townspeople actually come and ask good questions because there's a lot on their minds. And don't be bashful. Show up, ask your questions because you're not going to know unless you ask.
Well, I think it enriches the town to have the opportunity to pre-question or hear from candidates, especially because we've got, Frank, the first time since I've been here, all the races for the select board are contested. There's choices, and that can only work in the town's favor if they come out and hear from the folks.
Yeah. That's part of the process. That's the way it should be.
And the initiative of this, where'd the initiative come from? Who set this up?
This end of the table.
Okay, so the non-candidates on the select board.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much.
Ron, do we have a non-public?
I don't have one.
Shouldn't we have one?
I heard we were having one, but I don't remember what it's
I think-
about.
Yeah, I
me
guess
too.
we probably better. So I need a vote to go into non-public.
I'll make a motion, go into non-public according to this, the right RSA 91-A:3.
I believe.
Yep. And what's the chapter, Ron?
Reputation.
Yeah, which is,
You don't have the printout with.
I don't have the printout with me.
We'll add that into the minutes.
Okay. I want to say it's C. I'm not sure.
I have to look it up.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a motion and a second to go into non-public. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Uh,
Aye. Motion carries.